Welcome back to Stoic Habit Builder, the place where we train calmness, discipline, and inner strength one day at a time. Most people waste the most precious thing they have, without even knowing it. Today, you'll make sure you're not one of them. In today's video, I'll share 6 Stoic habits that will help you master your emotions and take control of your life, no matter what challenges or pressures you face. If you want to find peace of mind, stay unshakable in the face of chaos, and live a powerful life built on inner wisdom, this video is for you. Let's begin. 6. Stoic habits to master your emotions and your life. Have you ever stopped and truly asked yourself, how valuable is my time? Think about it for a second. Are there moments in your life that, deep down, you know are not worth living through? Moments spent on things, people, or habits that don't add any real value to your life? We often hear the phrase, time is precious, but here's the thing. It's not just precious. It's non-renewable. Every single one of us is given the exact same 24 hours in a day, and once a second passes, it's gone forever. You can recover lost money, rebuild broken relationships, even regain your health to some degree, but lost time? That's never coming back. Yet, if we're honest, most of us act as if we have an infinite supply of it. We scroll for hours on our phones, say yes to commitments we don't really care about, and let distractions steal the moments that could have been invested in becoming who we truly want to be. The Stoics, those ancient masters of self-discipline and wisdom, saw time for what it truly is, the most valuable currency you will ever own. Marcus Aurelius, the great Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." And when you think about it, that's exactly where your time lives, in your mind. Because how you choose to think determines where your time flows. You can't control the weather, the economy, or what other people say about you. But you can control what you focus on. You can choose what gets your energy, your attention, and your hours. Here it says the hard truth. Every moment you give to something unworthy is a moment stolen from the life you could be living. Imagine if every dollar you owned had an expiration date. You'd probably spend it far more carefully. Well, your time works the exact same way, except the twist is, you don't even know how much you have left. Think about the last week of your life. How much of it was truly meaningful? How much of it pushed you forward, strengthened your mind, or brought joy to your soul? And how much of it just slipped away? The danger isn't in wasting one afternoon. The danger is that wasted afternoons turn into wasted weeks, then wasted years. Before you know it, the life you dreamed of is gone, not because you couldn't achieve it, but because you traded it for things that didn't matter. But here's the good news. You can change that, starting today. You can reclaim your time. You can redirect your focus. And when you do, life starts to feel very different. You stop feeling like a victim of your schedule, and you start feeling like the architect of your days. That's why, in this video, we were going to explore 6 powerful Stoic principles that will teach you how to focus on yourself, protect your time, and stop giving your most valuable resource to things or people that don't deserve it. These aren't abstract ideas. They are practical, proven methods that have been shaping strong, resilient minds for over 2,000 years. They worked for philosophers, leaders, and warriors, and they will work for you too. So as we dive in, I want you to keep one question in mind. If my time is the most valuable thing I own, am I truly spending it on what matters most? Because the moment you start guarding your time like the treasure it is, that is the moment your life begins to change. Let's begin. 1. The danger of comparison. Have you ever caught yourself scrolling through social media and suddenly feeling like your life isn't enough? You see people traveling the world, buying dream houses, achieving career milestones, and you wonder, am I falling behind? This, my friend, is the trap of comparison. We often forget that what we see is just the highlight reel of someone else's life. carefully edited, filtered, and designed to impress. It's like judging your entire journey based on someone else's best moments. And when you do that, you start chasing their path instead of walking your own. Marcus Aurelius, one of the wisest Stoic philosophers, said it perfectly. Stop arguing about what a good man should be one. In other words, stop wasting energy measuring yourself against others. Use that energy to become the person you admire. Here's the truth. The moment you compare, you shift your focus from growth to envy. You start aiming for goals that might not even matter to you, simply because someone else has them. And in doing so, you rob yourself of the chance to discover your unique strengths, talents, and calling. Think about Oprah Winfrey. She didn't try to become the next Barbara Walters or copy any other TV personality. She doubled down on her voice, her empathy, and her way of connecting with people. And because she stayed true to herself, she built one of the most influential media empires in history. Comparison is more than just unhelpful. It's a thief. It steals your time. It drains your energy. And it blinds you to the progress you're making right now. Instead, what if you redirected that same energy inward? What if, instead of asking, "Why am I not like them?" you asked, "How can I be better than I was yesterday?" That's where true confidence is born. Not from outshining others, but from mastering yourself. Because here's the reality. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. When you focus on that, success becomes inevitable. And more importantly, it becomes yours. 2. Progress over perfection. Have you ever felt like you couldn't start something until everything was just perfect? Maybe you told yourself, "I'll begin when I have more time, when I have the right tools, when I feel ready." But here's the truth. Perfection is a trap. It paralyzes you. It creates pressure so heavy that you end up doing nothing at all. The Stoics had a different approach, one that's just as powerful today as it was 2,000 years ago. Focus on progress, not perfection. Even the smallest step forward is still movement toward your goal. And when you choose progress, you gain something far more valuable than flawless results. You gain peace of mind. Think about it. A single small improvement every day compounds into something extraordinary over time. That's how true, lasting success is built, slowly, steadily, and with patience. But what about setbacks? What about mistakes? This is where the Stoic mindset really shines. Instead of reacting with frustration or self-criticism, practice staying calm. Respond with silence if needed. Replace that negative inner voice with one that asks, "What can I learn from this? How can I do a little better next time?" And here's another key. Let go of the past. Carrying old regrets is like walking with a backpack full of stones. It weighs you down, makes every step harder, and keeps you from moving freely toward the future. Forgiveness, whether for others or yourself, isn't about excusing what happened. It's about freeing your mind so you can move forward without chains. Take J.K. Rowling, for example. Before she became one of the best-selling authors in history, she was living in poverty, raising a child on her own, and getting rejection letter after rejection letter from publishers. If she had waited for the perfect time or given up when things didn't go her way, the world would never have known Harry Potter. She didn't aim for perfection. She aimed for progress. Page by page, day by day, she wrote her story and changed her life. That's the lesson here. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before you start. Focus on small, consistent actions. Improve a little each day. Be patient with yourself, forgive the past, and keep moving forward. Perfection may look good on paper, but progress is what transforms your life. So, ask yourself right now, what is one small step I can take today that moves me closer to my goal? Take it, and then take another tomorrow. Over time, those steps will carry you further than perfection ever could. Eliminate distractions. Let's be honest, in today's world, distractions are everywhere. The moment you wake up, your phone is lighting up with notifications. Social media is begging for your attention. Emails are stacking up. And then there's the endless stream of just-for-fun entertainment that somehow eats away hours of your day without you even noticing. And here's the scary part. These distractions aren't just harmless little pauses. They are time thieves. They quietly steal your most precious resource, the minutes and hours you will never get back. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "You must stop being idle. Guard your time as if it were your life." Because in truth, it is. How you spend your time is how you spend your life. Think about it. Every time you give in to meaningless scrolling, every time you get lost in something that adds nothing to your growth, you are sending a silent message to yourself. My time isn't that valuable. That's why protecting your time isn't just about productivity. It's a declaration of self-worth. So how do we take control? First, identify your biggest distractions. Be brutally honest. Is it Instagram? YouTube recommendations? That group chat that's always buzzing but never truly important? Once you know what they are, you can set boundaries. One powerful approach is to put time limits on them. Schedule specific moments in the day to check your social media or email and stick to it. Treat these activities like dessert. They can be enjoyable, but they shouldn't be your main meal. And here's another truth the Stoics understood. Your environment shapes you more than you think. If you surround yourself with people who respect your time, who value focus and purpose, you will naturally rise to that same standard. But if you spend your days around people who pull you into gossip, negativity, or endless distractions, it is only a matter of time before you start living the same way. So choose your circle wisely. And remember, no is a complete sentence. You don't have to explain to someone why you can't join another meaningless meeting or why you won't respond instantly to every text. Because when you eliminate distractions, you're not just freeing up hours in your schedule. You're making a statement. I value my mind, I value my energy, I value my future. Every moment you reclaim from distraction is a moment you can invest in learning, creating, connecting deeply, or simply living with presence. So ask yourself right now, what's stealing your time? And more importantly, are you willing to take it back? The truth is, the world will always offer you something to look at, something to click, something to consume. But it will never hand you your focus back. That's your responsibility. And when you take it, when you guard it fiercely, you will notice something incredible. You get more done. You think more clearly. And you begin to live not as a passenger, but as the captain of your own life. Eliminating distractions isn't just about doing more. It's about being more present, more intentional, and more aligned with the life you actually want to live. So today, make the decision. Protect your time. Protect your mind. Because your future is built in the minutes you choose not to waste. Set the power of focusing on yourself. Have you ever felt like your energy is constantly being pulled in 100 different directions? Work demands, social obligations, endless distractions, until there's almost nothing left for you? Here's the truth. Focusing on yourself isn't selfish. It's not about shutting the world out. It's about investing your energy where it matters most, becoming the best, strongest, most capable version of you. Think about it. You can't pour from an empty cup. You can't help others lead or create real impact if you're running on fumes. Focusing on yourself is about building the inner strength and skills that make you more valuable, not just to yourself, but to everyone around you. So how do you actually do this? First, set clear goals. Without a target, your energy gets scattered. Know exactly what you're working toward, whether it's a career milestone, a health transformation, or mastering a new skill. Second, remove what doesn't matter. This is the hard part. You'll have to let go of certain activities, habits, and even relationships that drain you without adding value. Third, adopt a learner's mindset. Keep upgrading yourself. Read, take courses, seek mentors. Growth doesn't happen by accident. It's intentional. Fourth, practice discipline and patience. Results won't come overnight. Consistency is your greatest ally. Fifth, protect your time fiercely. Your schedule should reflect your priorities. Every action you take in a day should connect back to your bigger life goals. And finally, master the art of saying no. Set boundaries. Every yes to something unimportant is a no to something essential. Let me give you an example. Jane, a marketing manager, was always busy. Dinners, events, endless favors for friends. She realized her career was stalling because she had no time left for herself. So she made a change. She cut back on non-essential social events, enrolled in a professional certification course, and dedicated her evenings to study. Within a year, she earned her certification and got promoted. Not because she worked more hours, but because she worked on herself. That's the real secret. When you focus on yourself, you are not pulling away from the world. You are preparing to contribute at a higher level. You become more capable, more confident, and more resilient. It takes courage to live this way. You have to be intentional, disciplined, and willing to make tough choices. But the reward is worth it. A life where your energy fuels your purpose and your actions align with the person you're becoming. So I'll leave you with this question. What is one thing you can stop doing today to protect your energy and focus on your own growth? Because the moment you decide to focus on yourself, that's the moment your life begins to transform. 5. Resilience through focusing on yourself. Let me tell you something powerful. Your greatest strength doesn't come from comparing yourself to others. It comes from focusing on your own journey, one step at a time. Progress isn't about giant leaps. It's about steady, consistent movement forward, even when no one's watching, even when you feel like you're crawling. True resilience is born in those moments. The Stoics understood this deeply. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The obstacle becomes the way." Think about that for a second. Every setback, every frustration, every so-called failure, it's not blocking your path, it's shaping it. It's part of your training. Picture a marathon runner. They don't wait until the finish line to celebrate. They celebrate each mile, each small victory, because they know those moments are proof they're still moving forward. And that's exactly how you should see your own life. Celebrate your milestones no matter how small. Finished your first week of a new habit? Celebrate it. Took the first uncomfortable step toward a goal? That's worth recognizing. But here's where it gets even more powerful. Feedback. Most people avoid it because they see it as criticism. But what if you saw feedback as your compass? Something that points you toward improvement? The Stoics welcomed feedback because it gave them clarity about what to do next. Every piece of constructive feedback is a shortcut to getting better, faster, and we can't forget this. Perfection is a trap. Waiting until you're ready, or until everything is flawless, will keep you stuck forever. The Stoics knew that accepting imperfection is freeing. It unlocks creativity, removes pressure, and allows you to act without fear. So, here's the truth. Your journey will never be perfectly smooth. There will be detours, wrong turns, and storms along the way. But if you focus on steady growth, embrace obstacles as teachers, use feedback as your guide, and let go of the need to be perfect, you will become unshakable. Because in the end, resilience isn't about avoiding the storm. It's about becoming the person who can walk through it, stronger, wiser, and more grounded than before. And that is the kind of progress that brings not just results, but deep, lasting satisfaction and an inner strength no one can take away from you. 6. The final inspirational message. Imagine this. You're sitting in a crowded, noisy room. People are talking, phones are ringing, laughter mixes with arguments, and you're just there, staring at your hands, wondering, does what I'm doing even matter? It's a question every one of us faces sooner or later. In moments like that, I always think of a line from Marcus Aurelius. Life is what our thoughts make it. It's simple, but it cuts deep, because every thought shapes a choice, and every choice becomes a brick in the foundation of our future. The problem is, too many of us are laying bricks for a building we don't even want to live in. Why? Because we're chasing someone else's approval. We work harder for recognition than for meaning. We build for applause, not purpose. And when the clapping stops, the emptiness echoes. But here's the truth. Your value doesn't come from the noise outside. It comes from the quiet certainty inside, the knowledge that what you redoing aligns with your values. Think about a gardener. He plants seeds, waters them, tends to them day after day, year after year. Most people barely notice. Some don't care. But he's not doing it for praise. He's doing it for the process, for the beauty that grows slowly, almost invisibly, until one day the garden blooms. Life works the same way. The work you put in, the habits you form, the choices you make, they may not bring instant applause, but over time, they shape a life you can be proud of. So here's the message I want to leave you with. Be patient. Stop wasting your energy on what you can't control. Trust that the right choices today, no matter how small, no matter how unseen, are laying the path to a life that's not just successful, but deeply fulfilling. Because one day, you'll look back at the garden you've grown and realize it was never about the applause. It was about the joy of planting the seeds in the first place. At the end of the day, everything we've talked about comes down to one simple truth. Your life will only change when you take control of yourself. Not your circumstances, not other people, not luck, yourself. When you learn to focus on what truly matters and stop pouring your energy into distractions, you create space for success, meaning, and fulfillment to grow. That's the real power, the quiet, steady discipline that shapes every part of your life. But here's the hard question I want you to think about tonight. What's the single biggest thing stealing your time and attention right now? And what are you going to do to change it? Don't just let that question fade away. Sit with it, write it down, and then take action. Today, not someday. Because life is happening right now. And every moment you waste is a moment you'll never get back. Make it count. If this message spoke to you, drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every one. Hit that like button if you found value here, share this with someone who needs it, and make sure to subscribe so we can keep walking this journey of inner growth together. Remember, you are stronger than you think, and your best life is built one disciplined choice at a time.